some people, no matter how much they eat, won't gain any weight, and why other people gain weight easily. In this video, we'll explain step by step how to gain weight no matter how old you are, and how to lose weight no matter who you are, and also how your sleep can screw with both goals. Sounds good? I agree. Let's begin. So what's up guys, welcome to your Fitness Pal, and do you see this? That's a teaspoon of peanut butter, and that's a teaspoon of chocolate. If you had to do anything in order to get one of those 2 teaspoons, although the real attractive part is without a shadow of a doubt here, what would you do for that? Because I can tell you what they were willing to do. Lab rats were willing to voluntarily enter a room with minus 15 degrees, or in another study to get an electric shock to their legs, just in order to get peanut butter, M&Ms, meat pate or fruitcake, even though they were served freely normal lab food. But not only rats. In this study there were 2 types of chocolates. One was bitter with a high percentage of cocoa and a taste of a math test, and the other one was a milk chocolate with a low cocoa percentage. The mood of those who ate the delicious chocolate was immediately improved, which did not happen in the dark chocolate group or in the control group. In the scientific literature, those types of foods are called hyper-palatable foods. They are considered as a very tasty food, the kind that as soon as you take a bite, an angel with a violin comes down from the sky and dedicates a birthday song especially for you. And that's because apparently their consumption is linked with increased stimulation of the reward system in the brain. But how is this related to losing weight or weight gain? Very simple. A lot of people are trying to lose weight without success. On the other hand, there are people who are trying to gain weight without success. For both sides, it feels like it's easier to run away from North Korea riding a unicorn rather than doing that. Sometimes they think it's because of genetics or willpower or environment, but it's not. There are many reasons why somebody can gain weight and the same amount of reasons why they can't. This is why the most important part comes now. One of the 1,300,007 reasons why people's diet fail is because they're starting a diet, not a lifestyle. They will be told to avoid sugars, flours, salt, sweeteners, food that start with one of the letters H, B, A, C, to fast in the morning, to fast in the evening, and all kinds of unfounded BS that makes them abandon the diet faster than it took me to say all of that. But each tip we'll give you to lose weight can be reversed to help you gain weight, and you can use that if it suits your own lifestyle. For example, phase. Some people eat fast as if the FBI is knocking on their door, but it's probably not a good tool for weight loss. Why? We have evidence that when people are in mindfulness eating, meaning they concentrate on food, eat slowly, enjoy it, understand when it comes from emotional eating, in the long term they can eat fewer calories and even lose weight, even after the study is over. And the opposite with those who want to gain weight. Snacking through distracted eating during the day will probably help you increase the amount of calories you consume. Like this. There are people who tend to consume more calories while they're on a phone call or while sitting with friends. Why? Because we're not focusing on the food itself, because we are distracted from the environment and spend more time with them rather than when we are alone. But which kind of food? Do you know what's the difference between this omelette and this omelette? That in that omelette you have a little bit more love and 200 calories more. Here, for example, you have much more love and about 200 more studies. Why? Because I've added 2 tablespoons of olive oil to the pan and left the yolk inside. And adding fat to a meal can increase its caloric density. What does that mean to you? That if I take similar dishes that look and taste the same and add more fat to one, I will probably gain more weight in the long run when I eat the dish with the more fat. And here you have 2 options. If your goal is to lose weight, save calories from oils, butters and sauces. But if you want to gain weight, add cautiously more calories to the dish through more fat, for example, or a tablespoon of tahini, for example, which is equal to 90 calories, and therefore make the dish more calorie dense. Which leads us to the third part. Her. The girl you see here is the fat doctor. And that's not us who said that. It's literally her TikTok's username and her website's URL. In any case, many coaches, including this doctor, say this.
Start regaining weight within the first year. Even if you only ate lettuce and ran around Leicester Square for 3 hours, that is a fact. The body will always return you to your natural set point weight.
Which is the set point theory. Which means we all have a certain percentage of body fat which the body wants to stay in all the time. If we are at 20% body fat and reach the higher point, our body will take us back down, and if we'll go down, it will take us back up, no matter what we do. But this is not true. We probably have in our body a comfortable range and not a specific set point. And probably skinny and obese people do not start here in the middle, rather they are at the end range of the intervention points. They are already trying to break the ceiling, and this is why it's harder for them, because their body can fight back with more/less satiety, more/less hunger, and more/less energy expenditure. But it's not impossible. It's true that most long-term diets don't work, but there are diets that do. It's very important that in your own mind you'll break the psychological barrier that you can't gain or lose weight, because the body will bring you back to the set point. After you break a psychological barrier, you can start breaking a physiological barrier, which leads us to the last physiological barrier: sleep. A lot of people don't get enough sleep. They leave the bed in the morning and it's so cold because they have barely been there. And that's a problem. We have quite a few meta-analyses that show that when we are sleep deprived, we tend to eat more calories. And in this study, it was the opposite. When people extended their sleep, they consumed on average fewer calories. One of the reasons you're not losing weight could be exactly this. Which brings us to the last topic, which is exactly the first topic. In order to lose weight, we don't want our nutritional menu to include only rice, chicken, broccoli, and despair. I would rather drink pedicure water than eat all of that for the rest of my life. We also don't want our menu to include only hyper-palatable foods. Why? Because those types of foods are naturally associated with an increase of calorie intake, which is amazing for those who want to gain weight. You're skipping over the hunger and satiety mechanism and keep eating because it's tasty and rewarding. That's why even one chocolate snack every day can be a good strategy to increase the caloric consumption. And it doesn't need to feel wrong. Don't forget that if you're bulking, you're probably eating enough macro and micronutrients, and enough fiber and enough of everything. A little snack a day won't bring you closer to your own funeral. And portion-sized food. If we have unlimited amount of food, we'll tend to eat it and finish everything. Sometimes it happens because of a bias called sunk cost. Meaning, even though I'm not thirsty anymore and this bottle of water is half empty, I'll carry it with me throughout the day and won't throw it away because I paid for it. Even though it's a fallacy, the money won't get back to me either way. But if we have a fixed portion, we'll probably won't exceed it. If we have at home a box as big as this one, this is all we have. We don't have a chocolate factory in our living room, so we can't manufacture more. Or, for example, with tuna fish, if I prepared myself to eat a certain amount of calories. In conclusion, calorie-dense food, hyper-palatable food, mindless eating, non-portion sized food, and a small snack every day. The exact opposite of all of this for those who want to lose weight, plus the sleep. And you can even add zero sugar drinks that we know from the literature that can help some lose weight. We worked very hard on this video in order for you to reach your goal. So don't forget to leave a like. Write down here in the comments what video you would like to see next, and we will see you in the next one that will even be crazier than this one. Bye bye.